So when you open this slideshow, you're going to see the first slide is an example of something that I have created, and it says step 1, and then on step 2, it shows on the slide that you're going to be adding color to it. And now you have a slide where you can create your own artwork. So slide 3 is where you're going to create your own artwork. The first step is to drag the thick lines into the square and break up your space. Those lines need to touch the ends of the square. So this is a thick line. This is a thick line. I'm going to start with this thick line, and I'm going to put it in a spot where it touches both parts of the square. Do you see how that does not touch the ends of the square? I'm going to move it until it touches the ends of the square so we can break up the space of the square. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to get another thick line. I want this diagonal line, so I'm going to put it here. Now I see that it does not touch the end of the square here, but it touches the end of the square here. So what I can do is I can drag that down, and I can make it so that it does touch the end of the square because that's our goal. So now I have 2 thick lines, and I still have a lot of space to break up. I'm going to maybe grab this vertical line next. I'm gonna make sure it touches the end of the square here, and it doesn't touch the end here, but what I can do is I can grab this curly line and I can do this and make this longer and move it up maybe. Now it touches the end of the square and it touches the end of here, and we have different spaces of broken up line. I could add in other thick lines at this point, like I still have a curved line that I can add. I still have a zigzag line that I can add. It looks pretty good, but maybe I just want to add in one zigzag. Let's just see what it looks like with that one zigzag to break up this space. Okay, all right. So my step 1 is done. I dragged my thick lines to break up this space. Step 2, I have to add in some thin lines. So these are my thinner lines that I need to add in each space. So here I have a space that I want to fill up. So I'm going to grab this horizontal thin line and I'm going to put it here. Now, if I wanted to put more, they don't always fit. So what I'm going to do, you can either copy and paste this or hold down Control and copy it, and you can, so I'm holding down Control and making another one. And what I'm doing now is I am filling up the space with my thinner lines. So this triangle space that I made, I'm filling it up with thinner lines. And I'm using horizontal lines for this one. You should remember that word, horizontal. Made an extra line here by accident. Remember, you can copy and paste lines, or you can hold Control. And you see how I can change the size of it to make bigger or smaller? These are just some options that you have. Okay. So we filled up that space, and we're going to have to do the same thing for all of the other spaces. So I'll show you another example with this space here. I'm going to use a swirl, a spiral line. And you can continue to drag more and more if you want. Or you can hold down Control and go like this, and you can actually change the size of some of them so you can have big swirls and small swirls. See how small that swirl right there is? Okay, so you're going to do the same thing for each. As you see, I also dragged some vertical lines here, some zigzag lines here, and of course I made some of them longer, and some diagonal lines here, and I made some of them longer and shorter. I still have one space without anything in there, and I'll leave that up to you guys. There's one space where you can go here and make your own lines, or if you want to, you can go in here and add a shape in. I'm just going to go simple and add in a circle. Add in a few circles. Actually, that turned out to be an oval, which is fine. But I'm going to need to make sure that it looks like the other stuff. So if you want to add in some of your own shapes or lines in one of your sections, you totally can. If you just want to stick to what I gave you, you also feel free to do that. So after you're done filling in all of your shapes right here with different kinds of lines, you're going to go on to slide 4. And you're going to kind of do the same thing except for with spots of color. So you're going to take some of these and you're going to drag them in here and fill them with color. So we did something with shapes, now we're going to do something. We did something with lines and shapes, and now we're going to do something with color. So we kind of just want to fill up the space the best that we can, and not everything is going to fit perfectly. Like you see how there's extra space here that we didn't fill, but it seems like a triangle could fit there. Maybe this triangle, if we put it here. So you're just going to have to kind of do a puzzle and figure out what works. And then you can make it smaller here. You can make it longer and see how it's filling in the white space. We don't want any white space. And then maybe I'll put this here, but then there's all this white, so maybe I'll extend it. So we're just kind of doing a puzzle. This space here looks like this would fit, so I'm going to put that there, but it doesn't exactly fit, so I'm going to extend it. And there's still a spot here that needs something. So what if we put another one of these? So that's basically what you're doing. You're kind of working a puzzle to fill in some space here with color. We don't want any white showing. This is going to be the background for our line design that we just made. So keep doing that. Change the size of stuff. Wow, that took up a lot of space. Oh, I haven't used this weird one yet. All right, I think everything, all the white is covered. And this will be our painted, colorful background. We can go back to slide 3 if we want, and we can select, watch my mouse, hold down and select all of your lines, and then you can edit, copy them, then go here and go edit, paste them. And there you go. That is your finished artwork. This was Ms. Gazawi's example of one that she did earlier, and this is the one that she did just now, and you are all done.